What's up? It's Kathy and I'm back with another process video, and you may have seen this layout on my what's it called? Instagram. Or if you're following my Facebook page, my public Facebook page where I post my projects and things like that. It's called Nerd Girl in the Craft World. I think I always have the links down below in my description. And this was one that I made for Paper Issues. It was one of their challenges called Boys Will Be Boys, and I just happened to be making a boy layout. I also used a whole bunch of stripes, and they had another layout at the time called Stripe Sensation, or they had another challenge called Stripe Sensation, so it was like I could have used it for either or, and it would have worked perfectly fine. But I started with a background paper from Heidi Swap, and it's from an older collection. I don't even know the name of it. I think it might have been called something about September, maybe. But I don't really remember because I kind of just bought the paper pad at Michael's, and then it didn't come with that paper or something, so I purchased it from Paper Issues instead. A little while ago, so I've just been kind of hoarding it. It's a nice neutral, but it has so many really awesome colors in it that it can kind of work with anything. It could work with a boy layout, girl layout, gender neutral layout, anything. So I thought this would be a great chance to use a fairly neutral background. If you hear a bunch of weird noises in the background, my son is in the next room playing a video game, and it can be a little loud at times. So I do apologize for that if you hear it, but it shouldn't be too loud. So I'm mostly using Cool Kid Collection, which is a little bit older of a collection from Crate Paper, but I think as anybody who maybe scraps a lot of boy layouts can tell you, is it's actually really hard to get some good, more masculine type stuff, or just things that are not flowers and butterflies and unicorns, because that's just really popular right now, so everything else is a little bit harder. You know, I don't know why I never went with that A, B, C, D, E, F, G, because I know that does not end up in the layout, and I can't believe I didn't have that end up in the layout. It's been a really long, like, between the time that I actually made this layout and filmed the process to the point of actually finally getting to do a voiceover, there's quite a bit of time in between, so I don't necessarily remember what I've even done. I just know what the end result is. Like, I know I used the fox, and I know I used that little tag that says boy, and I'm going to circle punch out those little circles that were in the cut apart. But I think the thing I need to do right now is to glue down my stuff, because if not, I'm going to forget how I've got everything laid out. And I don't know about everybody else, but I hate laying out a whole layout and then I move a few things and completely forget what I was doing. So so I need to get it all down, and sometimes I will just take the whole, if I'm doing a lot of layers, I'll take the entire thing of layers and, oh, I must have already done that. I'll just staple them down or something, and that just kind of keeps them in place. Rather than trying to pick each one up and glue it down, I will put a staple somewhere and then glue it down a little bit further from there. So I just find that easier. When I do a layering like this, I like to have some stuff going vertically. I like to have some stuff going horizontally, a little bit sticking out, as you can see, to add a little bit more interest. I fishtailed one of the pieces, and I like having at least 2 sides of a paper showing, if not 3. Like, for instance, with the yellow stripe, there's only 2 sides of it showing. Like a third side would have been cool too, but I usually try not to show all 4, because then it just starts to look like layers. And when I say layers, I mean like, I've mentioned it before, like photo matting. When you have photos that you get matted for a picture frame, and sometimes you do like 2 or 3 mats, one within another. I don't like that look on my layouts, so that's why I don't end up matting paper on paper on paper very often. I really love that stripe, that red stripe. It's a vintage one, so the white is not white, it's cream, but I have a few pieces in this layering that are a very bright white, and then some that are more of an off-white. So my biggest thing is, if there's too much of that cream or off-white, is to mix in more white, just to counteract that. But that was from, I think, October Afternoon. That stripe is from a piece of paper that was from October Afternoon that I bought from Paper Issues. There's still a few things in the shop that are from October Afternoon. Like, there's really not much, but there were a few things, and I was very quick to buy it just because any chance to get October Afternoon, I'm going to. I took a whole heap of twine and made it kind of go around in a really cool pattern, and then wherever it looped, that little section at the bottom where there would be the 2 pieces of twine overlapping each other, I would glue that down. Just because it's a little bit extra, it's a good place to put some glue. And so I'm using one of those little fine liner bottles to do that, and I'm using Scotch. Let's see. It's not called quick dry adhesive anymore. It's Scotch tacky glue, which is just a white glue, and it is a photo safe glue. And I find it dries fairly quickly, and that's what I use in my bottles. And I have not watered it down, but I could, and it would probably, it does, you do have to squeeze the bottle quite a bit to get it to flow out of the fine liner bottle. So I could technically water that glue down a little bit, and it might flow a little bit better. But either way, I can get it to come out. And so I've started gluing down my twine in different places and then using staples as an accent. So that's really going to help keep it in place. I'm also using Pink Paisley Wild Child, which had a boy line and a girl line, and I have pieces from both. And one of the ones that I had was a whole bunch of chipboard phrases and words and stuff. So this is a great chance to kind of use up some of it because I've got a lot of red going on, and they had a red metallic as their accent. So it was really nice. So probably anybody watching this video is like wondering where I've been. And I don't have a lot of time before this video ends, but very quickly have had some at-home kind of situations outside of my control that have made it almost impossible to get videos done recently, or even projects done. So I have had to step down from a few things, and hopefully we'll be able to start getting back on track. So I do apologize that the frequency of videos has been quite different than it used to be. It's really disappointing to me. I really love making process videos. I love interacting with everybody socially and stuff like that. And so not getting to do that as often, I feel like I'm missing out on the community and getting to talk to people and everything like that. So I'm hopefully going to be able to get back into the swing of things and find whatever time I can here and there to get stuff back together. If you are a patron or you want to become a patron, I'm going to be starting a new thing here very shortly where I'm going to be talking about one of my patrons per video, and I will have links in my description of some of their social media accounts so that I can give shout outs to those people that are supporting me, because they are often scrapbookers too, and they have wonderful projects that you should be taking a look at too. So I love helping to support other people and the people who are supporting me. So if you are a patron and you haven't sent me any links or anything, do it. And if you want to sign up, you can sign up and you'll be getting some shout outs in my videos. And I hope to be making lots more stuff for you guys here in the future. pictures are coming up. I love you all. Thank you so much for your support. I will see you in the next video, and keep it scrappy. Bye.